Welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Live on Saturday afternoon because life is lifing.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
Amy from Riddickulous Ramblings, and this is Mr. Michael J, my co-host from Rabbit in
Yes,
Red
I'm
Radio.
I'm here, and I love when you intro stuff because, like I said, it's just so much better. Um, it I ugh,
I think it's all
I'm
those
glad
years of
you're
being at church, having to like get up and do all of that first before we would start singing.
yeah, oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that's a great help.
Yes.
No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Um,
So how are you? How's your week been?
uh, I'm I'm surviving. There's a few things that I want to talk about. Well, you know what?
Oh, okay.
I'll bring this up first.
Okay.
'Cause somebody brought this to me yesterday.
I'm
'Cause,
excited.
I know on Ridiculous Ramblings, you talk about food sometimes. Well, there's this stuff from Ohio.
Ooh.
It's
Okay.
popcorn, but it's not popcorn. It's like
Hmm.
puffy things. It's cornmeal or something, and I'll tell you, it's extremely addicting.
Yes, it is.
This is Have you ever had this?
I have. It's so I've actually made that before. And they also that's like the big thing from Bucky's is called beaver
Mhm.
nuggets. And like that's the exact same thing that they sell there. And oh my gosh, they're so good and they're so easy to eat because they're so light.
So, does yours have okay? Because now there's let's see. This one is butter and vanilla.
Ooh, that
And
sounds
let
good.
me tell you, it's like okay, so now the first container I had of this, I was bad because I sit down and I take the thing and I look and it's like, okay, it's like I want to give you the accurate information here. So it says in this thing there's 4 servings. I'm like, 4 servings? It's not bad. 150 calories per serving. I'm like, I
Mhm.
didn't eat a lot for the entire day, so sure. Not a lot. So I'm sitting there and I'm eating and I'm like, "Boy, this is really good." And it's like you put each piece, I can't call it a kernel, but you put each piece in your mouth and it's like you don't even have to chew it.
Nope, it
Like
just
you
melts.
just set it there. Yeah, exactly. It melts and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, so good. So good." So I keep eating and eating and eating and eating.
Mhm.
And the next thing, the whole thing's gone.
Yep.
And then I'm like, "Oh, not good. Not good. Not good." And I just did not feel good. Well, I felt okay for the rest of the night. I
Mhm.
woke up the next morning. I did not feel good. I did not feel good at all. I was
Yeah,
like,
that like
"No."
that sweet hangover.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, 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 really bad. Really bad. Just like, no,
It's
no,
easy to
didn't
do
work.
with stuff like that though, especially when it's so light. Like, you don't realize how much of it you really have eaten until it's all gone, kinda like cotton candy. Like, cotton candy, you can mow through a bag of cotton candy like nothing.
Mhm. I haven't had cotton candy in years, but I know what you're talking about because I
Mhm.
remember, you know, but, it was a while. So, when I got this thing
Seem to be frozen.
some pretzels or something, and I get a cup and I dump some out, but it's a bigger bag.
Mhm,
That was it's this is a pretty small container.
mhm.
So I'm like, I can just eat it. So, but so last night because we were gonna go last night, so I had this thing and I'm like, now I'm gonna control myself and I'm not going to open it. I'm like, I'm not going to open it. I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna wait, and when we go live, I'll show it. Maybe I'll open it and I'll have a piece on the air and I'll react to it.
Mhm.
So it'll be like our own reaction to it. So you can
Blind
like
reaction.
right, exactly. Because those reaction videos they get a lot of views. I figured
Oh,
it
yeah.
could really drive people in. Um, so when we pushed the show back to 9, I was like, and the thing's sitting where it is right now, and I'm sitting in this chair. Like, now I'm on my knees in front of the chair, but last night I was sitting on the chair, and the whatever this thing is, the plastic thing, is on the table next to me, and I'm like, "All right, you just have to wait an hour. Do not, do not eat. Don't open it. Don't eat it." Because the thing is, there's a little plastic tab here
Mhm.
that says "open." So that was like the guard, and that was keeping this closed, and I was like, "Okay, you're not. Don't open it.
Right.
Don't eat it." So I'm like, "Don't eat it. 9 o'clock. Just wait till 9. Wait till 9." And I'm like 8:30 came, and I'm like, "30 more minutes. This looks so good. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta break the seal. I gotta break the seal." So then I take this thing,
Mhm.
and I'm like, and I must have, like, been stupid or just, like, blinded by rage of needing to get it open because I needed some of this. So
I need it
I
now.
exactly. So I didn't realize I forgot when I opened it last time, I thought you had to push the little tab in and, like, rip the thing around, like, rip
Mhm.
the seal around to, like, and then the lid came off. So I'm sitting here for, like, 10 minutes trying to, like, poke the little tab to, like, get it open, and I'm like, "Come on," I'm like, "You can open, open, don't tease me like this, I want you now," and I'm, like, beating it against the, like, table to try to open it. Then I realize I'm like, "You're being stupid. You just have to, like, once you puncture the open
Mhm.
thing, you can lift this up, so then it's open," and I'm like, "Okay,
Now that you've,
now you're
like,
just"
destroyed and crushed it to pieces.
right. So now you're just gonna have 1 piece. And so even smelling it now, I can't. I'll just eat this whole thing, right? I gotta put this back on because I can't even smell it. But it's I'm like, so I'm like, okay, just 1 piece, and then I'm like, okay. I had 1 piece, and I'm like, this is so good. It's melting. I'm like the saliva in my mouth is like coating it, and I'm like, yes, the digestive enzymes are like just oh,
You're doing your
it's
job.
just like yes, I can feel. I'm like, yes, you are you. I'm like, this is the best feeling ever in the world. This is the greatest. I'm like, nothing will ever feel better than this. And then so I'm like, okay. I'm like, put the. I'm like, don't hold the container. Put the container down. Don't hold it because if you hold it, you're just gonna want to keep eating. Put it down. Put it.
Right.
So I put it down, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. It's it's 8:45. 15 more minutes. You can wait 15 more minutes, and then when you go live, you can have another one because you can show Amy what it is, and then you can eat it, and it'll feel good on the live. You'll react. People will love it. It'll be great. So then 9 o'clock comes and I didn't hear from you. So I'm like, okay, I hope it's not serious. I really hope it's not serious. I'm like, I'm still looking at this thing. I'm like, that's it. We're going for more. So then I just started at 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I stopped counting. And then it got to like maybe I guess we're about halfway down here,
Mhm.
maybe a little. And so at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you're going back on the table. And if we go live, then I'll just go and I'll pick you
Right,
up
run
and
and
I'll
grab
bring you
it.
back over. Right, like I did today. So
Ah,
that was that story. I'm glad you're okay,
thank you.
very much, but I'm also glad that I was able to restrain myself from eating this whole entire thing.
The whole time you were talking about that, all I could think about is, have you ever seen Mannequin?
Yes,
Where he's
love
like,
that movie.
"Hollywood, Hollywood."
Mhm,
So that's
mhm.
what the popcorn was doing to you. "Michael,
Yep.
Michael."
Exactly. That you know what? That's the exact voice. That's exactly how it sounds. See, you channeled it. It's
Oh
perfect.
my gosh.
It is perfect. You channeled it.
Uh,
You
there's
got
not, like,
it.
a lot of movies that I watch, but I love Mannequin. That's one of my favorites, and then, like, my all-time favorite movie of all is Pretty in Pink. Like,
Mhm,
I will watch that 30 times and still find something about it that I didn't notice the first time and just fall in love with it all over again.
mhm. I know
So
exactly what you mean.
about the whole ducky thing, but that's another day. Someone was actually
Yeah.
telling me that they did, 2 versions where they had her choose Blaine, and then they
Mhm.
had one where they had her choose Ducky, and the one where she chose Ducky did not perform well. So they went with the other ending of her choosing Blaine. I'm like, "Who are these people? I have
Mhm.
serious bones to pick with them. I wasn't alive when
Yes.
the movie was made, but I've still got issues."
Yeah. No, I get it, and I'm right there with you. It's, definitely like the upset,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the
Some
big
guy did
upset.
that for me where he did all those dance moves and everything in the record store. I
Mhm.
wouldn't even remember who Blaine was.
No. No, Blaine would be just a distant memory and
Mhm.
yep,
I got a
out the
nice
door.
car.
Car isn't everything. Nope, not at
No, it's
all.
not. It's the vibe.
Mhm.
It's the vibe.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's what was it that came on the other day? And I didn't I had I was laying in bed and I was like, I need something for background noise. And the proposal was on. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, that's funny. It's got Betty White in it. Like Betty White's hilarious. Who does not love Betty White? So
Mhm.
I put that on, and then after that, I fell asleep. And I woke up and um Sweet Home Alabama was on. And I was like,
I've never seen either.
oh my gosh,
Are
like you really need to watch that. Like
I
it's
feel like
good.
I should.
It is so funny. Like, I was watching it and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot that this person played in it." Or I got really excited because, on one of the episodes I did, I talked about a singer named Jason Isbell, and he's
Mhm. Oh,
from
yeah, yeah, I
Greenville,
remember.
Alabama. Yeah, and when she's pulling through the town, she passes a sign and it was in Greenville. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's where Jason's."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh, look at all these cool little things popping up."
Yeah, 'cause when you talked about him, I haven't heard a lot of his music, but there was one song of his, and I forget the name of it because I remember when you were talking about it,
Mhm.
it made me wanna go back and, like, look to see what that song was because I remember it
Was
was
it
from
Elephant?
oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
I really wish you know
I
what?
had
For next week, I'm gonna have to look and figure out what it was,
okay. He just had a
what
new
song it
album drop
was.
too over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did he?
He
Well, yeah, this
did.
one was definitely older. I just can't remember how old, but,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was actually recommended to me by a friend, and I was like and this person was like, "Now listen, you're gonna listen to this song, and it's
Mhm,
going to make you cry." And I'm like, "Whatever, I'm tough. I ain't gonna cry at this song." Oh my
mhm.
god, I ugly cried, and I sent them a
Really?
picture, and I was like, "I hope you're happy." I was like, "Oh my
I
god," but I love that style though, like, artists that they're so comfortable just really digging their heels into, like, uncomfortable subjects, and it's
mhm.
not just stuff that rhymes or whatever, like, it's got a meaning behind it and it's deep. I love that shit. I think that's why
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Bumpin' Uglies too. They're just, like, really awesome people, and their
that's another
music
one.
has a
I
good
know
message as well.
you've talked about them, and I haven't listened to them either, but you've talked about them,
Oh my gosh, you would love them.
and
Like, they're so
I've I've meant to do that.
you should definitely check them out. Everybody that's listening, go check out Bumpin' Uglies, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Where are my manners? It was crazy. They had the Stand Up for Science rally yesterday, and, because I
Mhm,
follow Bumpin' Uglies on Facebook. They were supposed to play at the like, towards the end of the show after Bill Nye came out, and everybody
mhm.
ran over, so they didn't get a chance to perform, but, like, they didn't even say anything to them. They were just like, "Okay, everybody, thanks for coming to the rally," and just, like, shut the show down, and they're like, "Uh, we were supposed to play." And it's like, "Oh, sad face." Did you get to watch the rally at all?
Um, I did not see the rally.
Oh,
No,
man, it
I
was
was,
good.
was
It
it?
was very good, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and take a look. I'm sure it's, um, yeah, what was it? I mean, I saw someone speak this week. I wasn't too happy with what they were speaking about, but I saw them speak.
Oh, you mean with the transgender mice? I After that, I was like, "You know what? I've had enough for the day. I
Yeah, it's
can't."
like, yeah, I was like, I don't understand, but I mean, eh, I
And, you
checked
know,
out.
my whole thing with this is, like, watching that rally the other day. I'm like, "Okay, you guys wanna defund education. You guys wanna get rid of science. Is that not literally how Elon comes up with all of his stuff is through science and
Right.
research? So if you guys get rid of that, better not see any new Teslas.
Yeah.
Better not see any new updates online for any future products from anyone because
Yeah.
you defunded that. You took that away."
Yeah.
Ugh, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, I enjoy soapboxes sometimes. It's fun.
All right. Some days they're not
It's
too bad as long as you don't fall off
no,
of them. That would
exactly.
be me. I'm just not a graceful person. I can't help it.
Oh. No,
I try.
I completely understand. I completely understand.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's yeah. So we'll veer off of that subject for a second. But yeah. Um so what other kind of music do you like?
Well, I mean, like, before, like I said, it's pretty much like it depends on the day. Like
Mm,
like um on how I'm just on my basic or general mood. Like I listen to uh like there's a lot of time I'll listen to a lot of oh geez, this guy Pat Metheny, I think his name is. He's like jazz, but it's all instrumental stuff.
Oh, okay.
I've been listening to him a lot lately. I was turned on to him by a friend. It's just it's like very just like light and just like easy. And I feel
Mm,
like lately I've been like in a weird like zone. So sometimes I need that to just be like, okay, you're still hanging on here, so to speak. So just
right.
roll with it. Just roll with it. So
I feel that.
that's yeah, that's kind of what I've been into lately. But you know, I um I like some blues, some folky stuff, uh,
You should
mainly
check
things
out
like that.
oh, Susan Tedeschi. She's kind of folky, kind of bluesy.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, you should check her out. She's really good. I'll send you the links to some
Yeah,
of her
do
stuff
that.
later. But yeah, she's really good too. Like the powerhouse voice that comes out of this woman is amazing because she just looks like this like little bitty nothing. And then she
Mhm.
hits that guitar and I'm like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" But it's kind of bluesy, kind of folksy, maybe a little bit of rocky, but not like this kind of rocky.
Mhm.
She'd probably be a good listen for you too.
Yeah. No, probably. That's yeah, definitely send me links because I will definitely check her out. I'll definitely check her out.
Yeah, she's really good. I've been I don't know, my typically I listen to metal, but
Mhm. Oh yeah,
kinda
I can totally get with that too. You know what I mean?
right?
Totally. Yeah.
I
Totally get with that too.
and I like that, especially I know it sounds crazy and I know I've said it on the podcast before, but like if I'm very overwhelmed and like stressed out, if I put that on, it's very cathartic. It's very soothing for me because there are times that I'm just like overwhelmed. I just wanna scream, and I know that I can't. So, I'll put that on, and it actually helps, like,
Mhm.
calm me down. And one of the girls I used to work with, so one of our residents was kinda giving us, like, some problems, and she goes, "I
Mhm.
wanted to tell that person, 'Hey, you maybe shouldn't mess with her. Do you know she listens to death metal to calm down?'" And I'm like, "Ah, it
Yeah.
does." Like, it's something about it, like, it just I don't know, it hits that primal urge to just, like, have a release, like, from frustration or whatever, and I absolutely love it. I wanna go to Ink on the Range next year.
Yeah. No, and you definitely need that.
Mhm. Everybody does.
Ink on the Ring. Okay, so I'm guessing that okay,
Oh, I'm
so
sorry,
is that
Rock
like
on the
a
Range.
tattoo type?
I got my there's
Oh, Rock on the
Ink
Range. I was gonna
there's Inkuration, which is a rock festival, and then there's Rock on the
Mhm.
Range. I got the 2 of them confused. Rock on the Range is usually, like,
I
in
was gonna say,
September.
I mean, I've always wanted to get a tattoo, so, like, if I could go there and get, like, a tattoo and then listen to some killer music,
Mhm.
I'm
You
on board
can.
with that.
You can they have tattoo artists set up while they're there, and you can
Mhm.
get a tattoo at the festival. I don't have any tattoos either, but I do wanna get one. I have really weird skin, though, like, I scar very easily. So,
Mhm.
I've been to a couple of different tattoo places, and they're like, a couple of them were like, "No, we won't, mess with it because we don't like if you would get a scar, we don't want you to come back and be like, 'You guys messed up my skin.'" And I'm like, "Well, I wouldn't do that because I know personally, like, who I am. I know how my body reacts." But there's another local place, and they're like, "Look, I tell you what, this is what you need to do," because they've got one tattoo artist that he's worked with people that have I get, like, keloid scarring where it gets, like, raised.
Mhm.
They said, "Get something small and get it somewhere that's not gonna be hanging out and get it filled." So they're like, "If you wanna do, like, a little black heart, that would be the best thing to do because then that's gonna show us how your skin is gonna react to a tattoo." So I'm like, "That's actually a pretty good idea." Because
Yeah.
this is my
No,
only
that's
piercing I have too is just on my nose, like, my ears aren't pierced. I don't have
now,
any other piercings.
okay, but alright, I just because this I've been curious about this, and I've
Okay.
never, you know, spoken to someone who has their nose pierced, so
Mhm.
maybe you can, you know,
Okay.
enlighten me.
Alright.
How does that not hurt?
So it does hurt initially. Like it took a probably about I want to say about 2.5 weeks for the soreness to go away. Um, but I
Mhm.
think it depends on the type of piercing that you have in too, if it hurts or not. So they have some that look like the little corkscrew, and then they have some that are like
Right.
a L-shaped bar that go in, and those ones tend to stick out like this. But I don't have a hoop. I have a what's called a cuff. So on
Mhm.
this, it looks almost like it's hooped, but when you take it
Right.
out, it's a flat L-shaped bar. So it sits flat inside of my nose. It's not poking out straight like a traditional nose ring stud would. But you just
And
have to be careful because it can still get caught on stuff. And when it pulls, that's when it hurts.
okay. And now this may be a dumb question, but keep in mind I'm not that smart with this stuff.
Oh, geez. Hush.
When you sneeze,
uh,
how do you sneeze? Like,
just
do
like
you
normal.
sneeze and, like, snot doesn't, like, you know
Um, I
ugh?
mean, trigger warning if you're grossed out, you may want to stop listening. It does get boogers on it. I mean, because it's in
Ah,
your nose.
right,
But
right,
I keep mine very clean. I pop mine out
right.
very frequently and, like, disinfect and then pop it back in. But,
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna get boogies on it because it's up your nose, but biggest thing is take it out, clean it, and I not only sanitize, like, the ring itself, but, like, I'll actually run, like, clean saline, like, through the hole to keep it clean too and do, like, a skin scrub and everything, so, yeah, it's I mean, it's no dirtier than, like, an earring, I don't think.
Yeah, I had my ear pierced, so yeah, I mean, so yeah, that hurt. I remember that because that hurt. And everybody's like, "No, that doesn't hurt." Yes, it does. Especially when they put the starter earring through, and then they're like, "Okay, so now after like 6 weeks, we have to take the starter earring out, and you can put a
Mhm.
hoop thingy in."
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I distinctly remember because I couldn't take the thing out myself because I couldn't reach back to do it. So,
Mhm.
um, my mother did it at the time, and yeah, that was pain because I just felt the thing like going through my ear, like coming, but coming out of my ear. I'm just like, no,
Mhm.
this it because it was the and nope, nope, and I'm just like never doing that again. And I basically just let it like close. Like after a few years, I just let it close, and I was done with it, and that's just that. You know, it's ugh, no.
I,
Too painful.
so I love the way that a hoop looks. Like, I think they're super cute, but
Mhm,
I myself have not mastered how to I can get it in, I just can't close it by myself.
mhm,
So, my stupidness, I went and bought a pack from, Hot Topic,
mhm.
and it had this really cute hoop in there that had, like, this little kind of like Indonesian style, like flower on it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's so cute. I'm gonna try to put it in on my own." That was not a smart idea because I get said scar tissue. This was still
Yes.
pretty early on after I had had it done, so I didn't realize I had had scar tissue build up underneath where my piercing
Mm,
hole was at. So I took my
mm-mm.
regular little stud out that I had at the time, and I got the hoop halfway in, and it
Ooh,
got stuck on the scar tissue. I could not pull it out,
ooh,
and I
ooh,
could not push it any further in. So I
ooh,
have,
ooh,
like,
that hurts.
half a nose ring, like, sticking like this up the top of my
Ooh.
nose, and I was supposed to go on a date. And I'm like, "How stupid are you that you decided to try to change this before a date, and now you've got a nose ring sticking like this at the top of
I
your nose?"
I I I would love to have seen a picture of that just because it just had to look so just
It was
different, like,
insane. I had to get a pair of
ooh,
pliers,
ow, ooh,
and I had to literally, like, pull for it to come out. Oh my god.
too painful, too
It was
painful.
horrible. I was like, "You know what? Maybe I should just be done with the nose ring." Like, that should have been my, like, "Hey, don't mess with this anymore." But no, I went ahead and just got my little tiny stud and put it back in, and I
Yeah,
did cancel my date that night because from where I had, like, tried to mess with it for so much, that side
mhm.
of my nose was, like, all swollen and red, and I'm like, "I don't wanna show up to a date," and they'll be like, "What the hell is wrong with her face?
Yeah,
This was not her profile picture."
I mean, it it would, it would throw me for a loop, but I'm sure I would just roll with it because it's like, things happen. What are you gonna
Right?
do? You know?
Life is life, you
But
know?
yeah, but I totally get it. Like, that would just, oh,
Oh my gosh.
I pliers. Oh,
Yeah, pliers.
oh.
And luckily, we actually had, a pair of needle nose pliers because my it's so funny because my dad is, like, he never had any sons, it was just me and my sister.
Mhm.
So, he has taught us how to do some handy things for ourselves because, that's important to know how to do.
Yeah, no, it
And he
definitely
bought
is.
us our own little toolkits, and I was like, I think there are needle nose pliers in that because 'cause I'm like, "I need needle nose, like, any other set of pliers is not gonna get this out because it's not gonna have that fine tip on there to, like, really get close." So I'm
Right.
like, "I can't believe only, like, the 2nd or 3rd time I've ever used these pliers, it's to pull a nose ring out of my nose."
Ooh, that just that just seems like just,
Yeah.
ooh,
And
painful.
that's why I went with this too because it lays flat, and I don't get
Mhm.
any that has, like, any design or any, like, jewels to it. Because those ones are very cute, they're very pretty, but they also get hung on almost everything. and I
I can
don't wanna rip
imagine.
it out of my face.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I just the thought of like, when you say, like, "Rip it out of your face," it's like the thought process of just like,
The joys of
ooh,
facial piercings.
I mean, I just and, I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but just
Mhm,
the thought of that just I don't like, even though I have a high pain tolerance, I just don't like the thought of pain.
mhm.
So, it's just ooh, ooh,
One piercing that I've always thought is really cool is it's called the Medusa piercing, and that's the one that goes right here, right here in your lip, like, right above,
right.
like, where
Oh,
the peak of your lip is at.
mhm.
That's called the Medusa piercing, and I love the way that looks. I just think it is so cute, but that I don't think I have the pain tolerance level for that
So,
because that's, like, a lot of nerve right there.
yeah, I was gonna say, what is so that basically just, like, shoots and just, like,
Mhm.
sticks to your like, it's just in
So
your
it goes
face?
through,
Yeah.
it goes through right there. And then because I actually saw out of all things, I saw a pharmacist that had that.
Mm.
It was a
Ooh.
pharmacist up in Elkhart. And I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Can I ask you a really random question?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I love your piercing." And she's like, "Oh, it's called a Medusa piercing." And I was like, "How bad did that hurt?" And she said, "Out of all my piercings," she goes, "that one actually hurt worse than the septum piercing," which septum piercings hurt very, very badly. So she's like, "Yeah, it hurts." I'm like, how do you what kind of ring is that? Like, is it a stud or like what?" And she flipped it over. And so it goes in like a traditional earring, but on the back of it, it's got this little round silver piece that's flat. So it holds
Ooh.
it in, but it's flat. So
Right.
it doesn't have anything sharp. So you can't like scratch your gums or like hurt your teeth with it.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I'm
well,
like,
that's good
oh,
at least.
okay. Because I don't
So
think
it's
a Labré's
basically
piercing is like that.
just, like, through
Mhm.
so, okay, so, like, if I'm, like so let's say I had that piercing,
Uh-huh.
and I could get my tongue, put it through that like, up here, like, in my mouth and, like, move my tongue around and feel?
You would be able to feel it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can't do
He's
that.
like, "Nope, I'm done."
Can't do that. Cannot do that because as soon as I'd be like, "That's through my face." No.
So no Medusas, no snake bites, no Marilyn Monroe, no Labre.
No. No, 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 no. That's just that's ooh,
I
ooh,
kinda wanna
I
get my eyebrow pierced, but I haven't quite decided yet. I'm still thinking about it.
that's okay. That's another thing that I don't. Because okay, so you pierce your eyebrow, so
Mhm.
basically you're gonna shoot it through your eyebrow. The only
Yes.
good thing about that, and I guess it's good about your nose too, is that you can't, like, stick anything up there to, like, feel it,
Mhm.
like, in your face or in your head, so I guess that's good. 'Cause, you wouldn't like, see, I would be like, with the Medusa piercing, I'd be
Mhm.
too tempted to play with it, and I would be
Just be sitting
like,
there, be
with my
like,
tongue
popping it in and out.
yeah, mhm, and, like, people would think I was, like, a toddler because I would just it's like a fun new toy in my face that I'm just playing with. Like, ugh, so, yeah, I mean, so the eyebrow, I can maybe I could see it because, it's like it would probably still hurt because I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
like I'm feeling bone, like, when I just
Mhm.
like, it's just so, like, just now I'm wondering if that just shoots right into the bone.
So, like, the
So it's
nice
like
thing
the
about it is, like, you've got that extra, like, little bit of skin here, so, like, they can pull that out away from it, and then it would just go up through underneath.
yeah, that
Because you
would
can
make
get,
sense.
like, a little stud, you can get a hoop, you can get, like, a bar. Like, those are
Ooh,
I like the little bar ones, I think those are cute.
yeah, you know what? You're making a lot of sense with this one. You're making a
I
lot of
have too
sense
many
because they don't have
tattoo
to
and
shoot it.
piercing things saved on Pinterest.
Yeah, because like, here like, okay, like, I'm
Mhm.
imagining just pull me out and shoot me right through there. It'll
Mhm.
just go through skin, so it'll just initially hurt,
Yep.
and then it'll just be, ooh, but then if somebody were to, like, wouldn't wanna get a hoop because then I would be fearful that someone would just, like, put their finger in there and just rip it, and yeah, nope,
No,
not
no,
that.
no.
I would want something more, like, permanent. I
Mhm.
don't know, something that would feel like it was, like, once it's in there, it's gonna stay in there. But I can't with a bar, no, because somebody could pull a bar out too, I guess.
Mhm.
Ah, they need to
I've
make
been
something that can't get pulled out.
maybe like a 3D tattoo.
That's it. Yeah, yeah, that's even better. See, you're always thinking. You have the brain power. I
Now
don't
if I could
have
only
that,
use it for
obviously.
good.
Well, we you're using it for better things than I am because I couldn't even think to, 3D tattoo, that's brilliant. That is probably the best thing I've heard ever. So, yeah, let's roll with that.
I mean,
I'm
because
gonna
they
do
do
that.
3D tattoos, so, I mean, they realistically could do a piercing tattoo, I would think.
Yeah, and then that way, if I get somebody angry and they go to rip it out and they can't do it, I just be like, "Ha ha, it's a
"Joke's
tattoo."
on you."
There you go. I
Uh,
like it. I think
yeah,
we're rolling with that.
I've saved a lot of different, like, tattoo ideas and, like, piercing ideas on Pinterest, but it took, like, forever for me to get my nose pierced, and everybody's like, "Oh, are you gonna do your ears next?" And, like, I love earrings, like, I
Mm,
think there are so many beautiful designs and everything, but
mhm,
I all I can think about is, like, if I'm on the phone, having something, like, pressing into my ear like that all the time, I don't think I'd be comfortable with that. Like,
right.
I think that would really bother me, so I'm like, I probably won't ever actually pierce my ears. If I do, it would be a miracle. I would probably get something else pierced before that.
Yeah, yeah. See, and I would be afraid now too, especially with, like, wearing the headphones and all, that
Mhm.
it's just gonna be, like, wouldn't be a good combination, so yeah,
No.
I'm with you there, yeah, it's probably better to do something else
Yeah, and,
than
like, tongue
just,
piercings, I think those are really cool, but, my sister had hers pierced, and she's a
mhm.
migraine person too, and it actually triggered her to have more migraines,
Ooh,
because it's close to the nerve and it's so close to that nerve that runs central to the back where all of,
right.
like, your sinuses and stuff are at, and she was like, "It caused too much pressure," and so she had to just get rid of it because it just kept triggering a migraine.
It's a shame that we just can't, like, kill those nerves,
Right?
like, just permanently kill the like, permanently just, like, kill them. I don't know how you would do it, but just see, that's what you need to use your brain power for now, just
That's what
figure
I
out
would
how
always
to
be
do
thinking.
that. Figure out how we do that. Once we do that, we win.
Like, "Can you please not
It's
cancel science until I can figure out how to cure migraines?"
exactly, exactly,
I mean, they've got some pretty
exactly.
good stuff out there for it, but, in my experience, I have this and I don't remember the name of it. I know, one of the is it I think it's Khloe Kardashian is one of the spokespeople for it. It
Mhm,
looks like a little, like, dart kinda thing. Like, it's a plunger, but it almost looks like a
right,
dart that you would throw, and it
mhm,
works fantastic. Except for it is, with insurance for 4 shots, it's
right.
$175.
Ooh, well,
Yes.
see, this is what I don't get. Why have insurance
Mhm,
and pay for insurance and then still have to pay all that even with the insurance? That
mhm.
to me is just dumb. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's just dumb.
No, it is. I mean, it's insane, like, the amount of I mean, you pay so much into it every year for them to be
Mhm.
like, "Okay, cool. Here's 20% of your bill covered."
Yeah,
You can get more as a cash pay patient
yeah,
discount than
yeah,
20%. Because if I, especially like right before spring hits and then right when it's getting ready to turn into fall, those are my
Mhm,
worst, like, migraine times because that's when
mhm,
all the barometric pressure is changing to accommodate the warmer weather or the cooler weather to come in, and it is guaranteed, like, I will be down at least 2 to 3 times per season with a migraine.
mhm.
So I haven't bought them in a while because I'm like,
Yeah,
that's a lot of money that I don't have
it
at the
is.
moment. So,
Mhm,
I just try to power through. My best remedy that I've discovered is like, and it's probably not healthy, but it works for me,
mhm.
is 2 Excedrin and then like a Red Bull, and then
Hey,
I'm good. Like
if it
it'll
works.
make it tolerable so I
Mhm.
can still function because otherwise I'm down. Like I can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, I mean, healthy is subjective, I guess.
Yeah, right? Especially
So,
in today's
y
society.
oh, yeah, definitely,
Oh
definitely,
god.
definitely. And, I wanted to get your opinion on something
Okay.
'cause, so I'm thinking about, like, obviously, I I shared something with you off air about, like,
Mhm,
how I'm trying to figure out, like, a different type of housing situation for myself because
mhm.
things with my family are not the greatest at this point. So,
Okay.
I think I came up with a solution, the other day thanks to
Okay.
Amazon,
There you go.
and, hold on, I gotta share because I didn't realize that these things existed. Hold on, I gotta find there we go, there's share screen, and here we go. Yeah, now, this is only one that I found. Did it? Okay, I don't think it popped in the no, it didn't. Why it makes me add it. Let's see. Okay, so now if you look at this, I'll highlight it.
Oh, it's a tiny home.
Now look at now, this is like a 20-foot, but
Uh-huh.
you can get a 40-foot, and I'm
Nice.
trying to see because what I'm thinking of doing is getting this. It's $9,000.
Right.
You get it, and you put it like I would put it I saw another one
Mhm,
yesterday that I was looking at, but for some reason I can't find it today. But I was thinking of, like, getting it and putting it in my cousin's yard
mhm.
and just,
That
because
is
there's a thing where
super cute.
you can hook up to, like, their electric and water and, like, all
Mhm.
that stuff. So then that way, I could just, like, live there.
Right. No, I
And,
love that.
it's, oh, wait, I have to go back to the Amazon tab, but I'll see if, um no, I can't see, but you tell me if it, like, changes. See, there's, like,
Oh,
another
yeah.
view of it. I don't know if it's changing it, and there's, like,
Yeah, it is.
inside. Oh, wait, yeah, that's something. That's
Ooh.
another one. But let me see if they have see, because they had, like, a walk-in they have, like, a walk-in shower in some of these things. It's
That is
like,
so cool.
wow, I don't know. I can't but I was, like, looking, I'm like, "That could technically that could work," you know?
Right, absolutely.
So, I'm
And
thinking about it.
that's
But
so
see, I
cool
don't
that, like,
know
the tiny
if
house
oh,
movement
wait,
is
did
still
it
on the move. I got stuck in
see,
my
what
own
I'm
cord.
wondering, though what I'm wondering, though, is now, do you think now this is I don't know the answer, I'm gonna have to, like, look this up because I was talking with him yesterday, and we can't figure it out. But, like, would he have to be I wonder if he would have to be, like, zoned, like, for commercial I don't know if you could
Hmm.
just put even though it's only, like, 40 foot,
Right.
I don't know if you could put that on a resident it's basically like an oversized, like, storage container, and it's like
That's what I
a
was gonna
foldable
say, if people
house.
can have, like, the she sheds or the man cave, like, thing out in the backyard,
Right.
I wouldn't see why that would
Yeah.
be any different.
Yeah, that's what this is, and basically, like, it comes, like, folded,
Mhm.
and it's made from, like, steel you know what I mean? Like, it's like a
Right.
steel thing, so it's sturdy. And you just, like, basically, like, put up the walls, and then you need, like, a crane, I guess, to put the roof on, but other than
Mhm.
that, it's pretty much like,
I would say as long as
self-assembled. You
they
just
don't
have
live in
to
a neighborhood that has, like, an HOA, then there
Mhm.
shouldn't be any issues. That's the only
Right.
thing you would run into is if they live in a neighborhood where they have HOA, then you have to get literally everything approved before you can do that.
Yeah.
I do not
Luckily,
have the
he
funds to
doesn't,
live in
so
one that lives with me either, so
yeah.
I'm like, "I can put
Yeah.
whatever I want out
I
there."
right. So that's yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, because like, at first he's like, "I can put, like, an addition on the back of my house,"
Mhm,
and, I'm like, "But, yeah, you could do that, but if we do this,
mhm,
it would probably be cheaper in the long run than putting an
right.
addition
It would be
onto your
cheaper, plus
house."
it would still give you, like, your own privacy because it's outside of the house. So, like, they would
Right.
still have, like, their own privacy, and then you would have your own privacy. So that's actually really good. Like, I would have
Yeah.
never even thought about that.
I didn't think about it either, and the funny thing is, he's like, "I sent you that, like, 2 weeks ago," and I'm like he's like, "You didn't look at it, did you?" I said, "Well," because 'cause he'll send me reels on Facebook,
Mhm.
but then he'll send me stuff in text. I look back in our Facebook things, and there it was just a regular text, but the thing is, like, there'll be times where, like, he'll send me, like, 10 reels in the span of, like, 20 minutes, and I'm just like,
He sounds like my
I'm not
sister.
yeah, it's like, I don't wanna keep looking at these reels, so I'll just, like, put them aside until I can, like, sit down and, like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I'll marathon them, but then he'll
Gosh.
well, like, so then, like, I'll let it sit for a few hours because there'll be, like, 20 or 25 or so of them, so then
Mhm.
that way I could just go through them all, and I'm like and then he'll be like, "I'm sorry for blowing up your phone," and I'm like, yes, I was, showering or doing something else." It's like I
Mhm.
can't just like, I'm not gonna whip my phone in the shower and be like, "Yes, get all wet, phone," and, just so I can look at these reels right when they're
Mhm.
sent. No, it's not happening. Sorry, not gonna do
I
that.
actually had to turn my notifications off because, my aunt that had passed away, she would do the same thing. She did like, she would send stuff, I mean, like, 2 or 3 things, like, in an hour, and that was
Mhm.
just, like, all day long, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's killing my battery having these notifications on," and my sister's
Right.
the same way, but, she's funny because 'cause she'll send, like, recipes, and she'll be like, "Hey, can you make this?" I'm like, "Girl, why don't you make it?"
I
She's
mean,
like, "I don't have time," and I'm like, "And I have the overabundance of time."
are you the better cook of the 2 of you?
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
that's probably why she wants you to do it then, definitely.
I cannot bake. Like, my baking has so much room for improvement, but, like, I can
Mhm.
cook. Like, I have no problem cooking.
Yeah, that was, yeah, that's mm, I
Like,
mean
biscuits, I make really good homemade biscuits.
okay,
Um,
good. So you don't do, like, you don't get, like, the pre-made stuff and just, like, throw it
no,
you
no,
actually do from
no.
scratch.
I do
See?
it from scratch.
That's good. I don't know anybody that does that stuff from scratch anymore. Wow.
Yep. My cornbread is always made from scratch, and my, biscuits are always made from scratch because my mama Ann taught us all how to make cornbread and biscuits,
Mm.
so and the
Oh,
cornbread,
wow.
I will forewarn
Mhm.
everyone, it is not sweet. That is considered Northern or Yankee cornbread when it's got sugar in it.
Oh,
So ours is the traditional Southern way, which is with just buttermilk in it. So there's
wow.
nothing sweet about it whatsoever, but it's
Oh,
so,
that's gotta
so
be
good.
that's so, okay, so hold on. So your
Mhm,
cornbread, the
mhm,
way that you make it is kind
mhm,
of like it's been a while since I've been to Cracker Barrel, but they would give you, like, the little cornbread pieces, and
mhm,
from what I can remember, that wasn't sweet, so that's kinda like how you make it.
mhm. Yep.
Oh,
It's,
that's so
so
good.
my mama's trick, like, to keep it from getting dry was
Mhm,
to add mayonnaise in it. So it's, corn self-rising cornmeal, and
mhm,
then buttermilk, and then, I depending on the size that you're making, it depends on how many eggs you're gonna use. I always have to make 2 skillets of it, so I have, like, a pretty good size, like, round skillet like this. Oop, my hands are the
Mhm.
wrong way, like this, and then I've got, like, a couple of smaller ones like this. So I usually have to use about 4 eggs, and then it's not a lot of mayonnaise, it's just, I think, maybe, like, a third of a cup or a quarter of a cup. And
Oh,
that's it.
wow.
You just mix it all together, and I still use lard in all of my stuff, so I use lard on my pan and then pour that in there and, oh, it's good stuff.
It sounds good. Man, now I want cornbread and not the sweet kind.
Usually
And
when I'm
there's
like
no place around here that has non-sweet cornbread.
I'm really
Ugh.
surprised, like, being, like, like, in that location that they don't.
Yeah, no, no,
Mm.
Pennsylvania's horrible. We don't, like, near Philadelphia, no. They have well, like,
Oh, okay.
there's a barbecue place around here,
Mm.
and they have cornbread, but it is, like, sickeningly sweet cornbread.
I've had some
Like
before, and I'm like, "Ugh."
yeah. Yeah, it's, like, too sweet.
Yeah,
It's like,
usually when I make my
no.
cornbread, I'm making it with, like, ham and beans or with chili, or I make, fried chicken too. So I'll
Mm,
use that because I take my buttermilk and
mhm,
I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do with buttermilk, but I don't experiment too much with it. I
mm.
will soak my chicken in that and then, like, drop that off of there and then fry it in the flour and
Oh, that
everything after
sounds
that. So it's like I get the double use out of the buttermilk. I can make biscuits, I can make
oh,
cornbread, I
that
can make
sounds so
chicken.
good. That sounds so good. Like, just I can just imagine the oh, god, that chicken. Now I want now oh,
You gotta
now
be able to make good chicken.
I oh. See, and you know what the extent of good chicken that I've had here is, and it's not even good chicken, it's like, um, Popeye's chicken.
Oh,
That's oh,
yep.
no, wait, it's not Popeye wait, is it Popeye? No. Wait,
Um,
hold on. Yeah, it is Popeyes that's right around the corner. They have a Popeyes chicken.
mhm.
Yeah, but still not the same.
No. It's good,
I
but it's
need
not the same as homemade.
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm trying to think what other like, I looked up a recipe for some muffins. They're
Mhm.
Raisin Bran muffins because I'm, like, 70 years old. But they use buttermilk in that instead of regular milk because it helps cut down the sweetness from the cereal.
I like that.
And I'm like, "Okay, I've got a couple of boxes of Raisin Bran sitting around here,
Yeah.
and I always have buttermilk." I'm like, "I should try to make
Mm.
some of those and see how they turn out."
Yeah, I would, 'cause, I'd be all about that Raisin Bran stuff. Ooh,
I love
that's
Raisin
good.
Bran. I
Yeah,
love it.
I do I do too, and the funny thing is I didn't true now I am okay, so I'm not gonna I'm 45,
Okay.
and I had Raisin Bran for the first time in March of last year, so it's just been about a year
Oh my gosh.
since I've even tried Raisin Bran, and
Okay.
it's they were like, people were like, "You're not gonna like it. We know you. You're not," but I've expanded my horizons with food over the years, so of course, you know, but yeah, I ate right through that,
Mhm.
Raisin Bran, and I was like, "Yeah, that's really good," but now I, like, can't get enough of it. Like, it's just mm,
That's before I had met, my boyfriend. That was my thing, like, on Friday and Saturday nights. Like, my
mhm,
kids would be with their dad,
mhm,
and I would be at home, and I would have a bowl of Raisin Bran, and I would watch TikToks, or I would watch murder documentaries, and I actually made a
yep,
TikTok about me being home, watching murder documentaries, eating a bowl of Raisin Bran. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "This is my life now."
yeah, hey,
But it's
that
good,
is
it's
the perfect
cereal.
Saturday night. Yeah,
Oh, and there's
yeah,
so many new, like, documentaries that just came out on Netflix. I am so
mhm.
excited. My
Always
girlfriend sent a
yes.
couple to me, and I was like,
Good stuff. What a like, what are you, or what are you
um,
gonna be watching?
so I am going to watch hang on, I gotta pull it up. Um, there's so many of them that got posted. I'm really kinda disappointed that they didn't put, any more on the Murdaugh case. Like, did you follow any of that?
Uh, I think I did a little. I
I
think I
am
did a
really
little from what I
disappointed they didn't put anything else out of that because, like, they made it seem like they were gonna put out this whole 'nother thing, like, they had built it up really big, and I was like, "Yes," and then they did
mhm,
nothing with it, and I was like, "Oh my god." I just watched My Lover, My Killer last night. That's been really good.
mhm,
But they've also got let's see, this other one is called Who Killed Little Gregory? My
mhm.
Daughter's Killer. Sophie, A Murder in West Cork. So that's going to be based over in the UK.
Oh,
Um, Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez. Can I tell you a secret? And then tell them you love me, which I don't, and I won't get this correct because my thoughts get jumbled sometimes. But
mhm,
I know the backstory of it, I just don't know the name of the people involved. So it is a man that is, disabled. He's
mhm,
mentally disabled and he's physically incapacitated, but this
mhm.
woman has integrated herself from caregiver into a I'm
Oh,
your forever person kinda thing, and she's taking
mhm.
advantage of him. And this is the documentary that follows that whole story, and I'm like, I am so jazzed to see that, like, I cannot wait.
Yeah, yeah, that's I mean, wow.
I don't do, like, too many sitcoms, and when I
Right.
watch TV, I like something that is more like real life, like drama, like, not reality TV. I can't do reality TV.
Mhm.
But I like this. Um, sorry, I kinda went on a tangent here, but do you
No,
like
that's
kinda
fine.
like dark comedy, like dark humor?
Oh, no, I definitely do,
Okay.
definitely do.
If you have Hulu, you
Mhm.
need to check out it's called Deli Boys, Deli.
Deli Boys.
I put it
Okay.
on randomly because I had to work on a costume for my daughter for school. So I was like, I
Mhm.
need something to like be background noise to like keep me awake. So I was like,
Right.
oh, this is new. Let's see what this is about. Oh, I was so not expecting this. It is amazing. It is basically a family that their dad dies and
Mhm.
they're going to take over the family business only to find out it's like an Indian crime ring,
Oh,
like
wow.
drug trafficking. It came so out of left field and like they just keep finding out like new shit about their dad like on every episode and I'm like, "Oh my god, where has this show been?"
Mhm.
Like it was
Yeah.
so good. I ended up watching the whole first season just one night. I was like, "Well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. This is gonna suck."
Mhm.
But it was really good, and I was like, "Oh, man," I was like, "If he likes that, he would really enjoy that."
Yeah. It was worth no sleep, I'm sure, though.
It was worth no sleep. It was absolutely
Mhm.
worth no sleep. I like dark comedy, like, I think it's
Yeah.
great.
Have you seen any of the, stuff on that Gypsy Rose?
I've seen a little bit. I know
Mhm.
she tried to come into the TikTok universe, and they were like, "Eh," but she's innocent, and I'm like, "She still had someone kill her mother." Like, I get
Yeah.
her mom did mentally and physically abuse her. I get that.
Mm. Right.
But still to have her murdered, she still deserved to serve jail time. I'm sorry.
Right. No, exactly,
Like, it was
100%.
malicious, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't
No,
even
exactly, that
self-defense, it was just it was malicious. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know, people are just I don't know. I did
Yeah.
you see where Casey Anthony's trying to come onto TikTok?
No, I didn't see that, she is?
She is trying, and, like, everybody that has a pulse, especially, like, moms on TikTok are like, "Oh,
Mhm.
no, we're shutting this shit down."
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no." But, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, she was definitely guilty, and like I said, I sympathize with the abuse that Gypsy suffered. I
Right.
just don't I can't sympathize or get behind her having her mother murdered. I mean,
Yeah,
that I can't. But I do
yeah,
feel bad
no,
for her because she was robbed her entire life, like childhood, teenage years, adulthood. So I don't know. It's very sad.
yeah, no, it's a whole messed up situation, and I'll tell you, I wish we could get on TikTok, but
I know, right?
to get this thing to stream live, I'm
We'll have
gonna
to
play
play around
around
with
with
this
it,
some more.
so maybe by next week we can get on TikTok. I mean, I'm just gonna, like, try to just hit go live on my phone and
Mhm.
see if it gives me, like, the stream key and the other thing and the stream URL and see if that'll I don't know, it's they make this stuff a lot more confusing than I think it needs to be.
They do. I know I've had a couple of people ask me, they're like, "Oh, you do podcasting? That looks so fun." I'm like, "It is fun, but there's way more work involved in it than what I realized." And I think what other people don't realize, like before they get into it, they're like, "Oh, this looks fun. I just click a button on my computer and I go." And I'm like, "Yeah, and that's not how it works." I thought
I
that's how it
mean,
was, but it's not.
yeah, no, it's not. Although I will say, so when I started in 2010, we started on
Okay.
Blog Talk Radio, which just actually after 19 years, I just recently they finally shut down.
Oh.
So that was a little, yeah. I mean, I told my one buddy that that I started with, or actually he brought me into it. I
Mhm.
told him that Blog Talk like closed. He's like, of course they did. It was horrible sound quality, horrible whatever. So of course they're gonna shut down. It wasn't that great anyway. I said I get it wasn't great, but it was
Right.
the memories of from like June 18th, 2010. And I remember that day because I went to see Toy Story 3 in the theater. Don't know
Aw.
why I went. I was big into Toy Story at the. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. I liked it. It's a cute movie. What can I say? And I remember
It is
like we
cute.
came home and he called me at like 10:30. It was yeah, it was like a Friday night, and he's like, "Do you want to go live? Um, on Block Talk. We'll talk for like an hour or so about just Friday the 13th." I'm like, "Okay, sure, we'll do that." So I went live for like at 11 o'clock, and we were live on the phone. It was horrible sound quality, but that was the start,
That's
and
how
I
it all
haven't stopped
began.
since. Yeah, yeah, but now that's they shut that down. Luckily, I got most of the shows off of there, so at least they're not lost
That's
for
good. So at least you got
you
to
know.
keep everything.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean there were a few things that other people deleted, but the majority of them I still have, so that's.
I know cuz I didn't have a laptop. So when I first started recording, I was recording on my son's computer.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Mom, now that you have your own laptop," he's like, "Can you get all your crap off of my computer?" And I was like, "Yes, I will get all my crap off of your computer, but you're gonna have to give me a minute because I'm still learning how to get all this stuff transferred over." He's like,
Right.
"We can do it for you, mom." And I'm like, "Okay, well, fine, do it for me." And
Mhm.
he came in and he was like, "Doot doot doot. All right, it's all transferred." And I was like,
Yeah.
I am so far behind.
Uh,
So far behind.
yeah. Yeah. Kids, like, they know everything these days, and then
Mhm.
we know nothing.
Nothing,
Nothing. It's
nothing whatsoever. I still have to like ask them like when I see something like on TikTok or on Instagram, I'll be like, "Hey guys, what does this mean?" They're
Mhm.
like, "Okay, mom, sit down." I'm
Yeah.
like, thank you for enlightening me."
Oh, if I hear like a slang term that I don't know,
Mhm.
I'm on Google and I'm like, "Wait, that means that? Okay. I don't understand how that could mean that, but it means that, so okay. That's just
Do you ever
yeah."
use Urban Dictionary sometimes?
Well, when I Google, the
Okay.
Urban Dictionary result pops up and I'm like, "Okay, so it means that, but it also means this?"
I
So
get,
you're
like, lost
so
in a rabbit hole on that sometimes.
yeah, because it all depends, like, on context. So you're telling me
Mhm.
if I say it like this, it means this, but if I say it like that, it means that.
Yep.
So what do I want it to mean? Oh, I definitely don't want it to mean that, but
No.
I said that, so now they think I mean that. Oh, I better change what oh, um, stupid old person, there we go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's and I don't I'm not super tech, like, savvy, but I know a little bit of stuff, but it's still when you said old people stuff, like, my mom and
Mhm,
dad, oh my gosh. I sent them something the other day. They're
mhm.
like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "You click on the link and follow it." They're like, "Yeah, but it's asking me to sign up for something." I'm like, "That you didn't click the right thing." It's like, "What happened?"
Yeah,
And then I was like, "Oh, wait, it's the wrong link. Let me send it again." So then they got it. They're like, "Well, what do I click on?" I'm like, "It should have taken you straight to the video." And
mhm.
they're like, "Well, it's not doing it." And I was gonna ask them, "Send me a screenshot of what it's showing on
Oh,
your
don't
phone."
do
I was
that.
like, "You know what? I'll just come to the house."
They'll get a camera and take a picture of their actual phone screen and then
Oh my
realize that they
gosh.
have to get it developed to show you the picture.
It'll be 7 to
Then we're
10
in
business days.
yeah, yeah, then we're in trouble.
Oh
So
my
it's like
gosh.
yeah. I stopped sending people links just for that if they're over, like, 50, I'm like, "Okay,
Mhm.
you know not what I speak of. You do not get it. You're out of the loop.
Ah,
You're
you are
out.
way out
You're
of the
done.
loop.
Yeah, you're done.
Oh my gosh.
You're done.
I
50
love
and
it.
under only."
Well, that's like even, so they're my kids' dad, he's older,
Mhm.
and he up until I wanna say, like, 5 5 or 6 years ago, still had a flip phone
Oh, I know people
because he
today
did
that still
not
have
know how
those.
to do a smartphone.
Yeah,
And so his company was like, "You really have to have a smartphone. It's like it's integral for your job. You've got to have a smartphone." So he got a
right.
smartphone, and I thought I was gonna have a mental breakdown before I taught this guy how to use a smart
Oh,
He's better now, but he still won't order anything on Amazon by himself because last time he ordered something and it was not from the United States, and when it came, it was
oh.
not what he had ordered, and I was like, "Okay."
It's like Amazon is not for you.
Mm-mm. Amazon and
Go
eBay are a no for you.
no. No, just go to the store, and
Yep,
if the store doesn't sell it, then you don't need it that
yep.
bad. Um,
So, the kids and I
that's
run tech now, like, "Okay, what did you do now? What do you need to order now?"
oh,
Oh, the joys of
oh,
technology and aging.
yeah, well, it's gonna be like Terminator, like, the machines are just going to kill us all, especially with
Mhm.
AI and stuff now, that they're
Oh
just
my
gonna
gosh. That whole AI thing to me, like, it's cool in one retrospect, but in another, it is freaky as
it
I
is,
don't like it. It's scary.
it is. Did I oh, so okay, so I kinda got into it, in a sense, because I can't design for anything. Like I I'm horrible with designing.
Mm.
So I use AI for a lot of stuff now. This AI thing that I use, I can make I can make any voice say whatever I want. So
Ooh.
now Halloween, I love those movies. They're my favorite. So what I did for the website, I'll see if my microphone will pick this up. So when you go to the Rabbit in Red website,
Mm,
and you go to the listen live page, I have a player that
mhm.
if we're not live, it'll play like archive content. And I have like
Okay.
shows from like all shows that are on the network stream there like 24/7 if shows aren't live.
Okay.
So, but when you hit play on the player, there's like a little bumper that plays. So let me see if this will here, let me see if this will wait, where's my speaker on this thing? I wanna let me just I'll turn it up. There we go. This should all right, so we'll see if it picks it up. This is Dr. Sam Loomis, and when I'm not hunting Michael Myers, I listen to Rabbit in Red Radio. Damn you, Michael J. See? I don't did that
That
pick up
is
at all?
so cool.
Yeah, so I can make you an intro for Ridiculous Ramblings and have Jason Isbell or somebody else. Just all I need is like a 10-second voice sample and I can make them say whatever you want.
That is so cool.
Like I have a Rabbit in Red that's happening tonight
Mhm.
and I have Christopher Walken introing us.
Oh my gosh.
I
This
had
is
Samuel
a
I
rabbit
had
in the red
yeah,
radio.
yeah, something like that. I
I
forget
love it.
I pulled some clips. So yeah, I could even have somebody intro us for this if you want. Just let me know who you want. I can pull a voice sample and have them say whatever you want.
I want Kermit the Frog.
I can do that.
It's time to cue the music. All right, man, I loved the Muppet Show.
Yeah. So did I.
That was such a
It
great
was great.
show.
Yeah,
Ah,
and then oh, did they bring that okay, and then it came back on TV a few years
mhm,
ago. And then they can't and I was getting into it again, and then they
mhm.
canceled it.
Into
And I'm
that.
like, "Really? Really?"
I think it's because there's not, and I'm kinda surprised, but I don't think they had enough viewers for it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
the older people were tuning into that. I enjoyed
right. Yeah, I was here
it.
for it every week. I was like, "Okay, bring on the next one." Yes. And and it's not like I watched it on demand. I watched it live.
Right.
I gave them their live ratings. I want my Muppets.
Man, can
You
you
took my
imagine,
Muppets away.
like, how big of a difference that had to make for shows that were on, like, before streaming services?
I I
So, like,
mean,
shows that have been on for, like, 20 years, 10, 15 years, because streaming is still relatively new. They have to count into that now, like, what are your your download
yeah.
ratings versus, like, your live ratings. Like, that's insane, that's crazy.
And that's the thing. I don't even think live ratings matter anymore.
Mm-mm. Sorry, my dog was, like, going nuts there for a second. I'm like, "What are
Huh.
you doing?" She
Yeah.
she's been something today.
Is there I wonder well, see, that's weird because dogs have, like, that sixth, sense type thing, so I wonder if there's something hmm,
I wholeheartedly believe that there is a presence in my house,
right,
that it's not a bad presence, and
right,
I think I know who it is.
okay,
So, my house was owned by an elderly couple,
mhm.
and her dad lived with them, and he passed in the house. So, I think it's
Oh,
him, but he's very friendly. Like, I don't get, like, I need to have, like, an exorcist or anything done kind of vibes in the house. But, like, you
right,
can definitely, like, if like, I used to work from home,
mhm,
and I would be in my bedroom/office,
mhm,
and it would sound like there was someone home. Like, I could hear someone walking, like, out in the dining room, and then, like, I would hear footsteps, like, on the stairs, and I would, like, go offline for a second, and I would open my door, and there was no one here, but, like, my dog would be sitting at the stairs, like, looking up like this, or she'd be in the dining room, like, looking at one of the corners,
yeah.
and I'm like, "Hmm, we may not be alone." But, like I said, nothing bad, doesn't feel malevolent, like, just randomly we'll hear footsteps every once in a while.
See, that would that would freak me out too. I don't know how you're dealing with it because I would just be like, "Nope." we're moving or we're burning this place to the ground,
I
I'm nope.
I'm a very because of the upbringing that I had, um,
Mhm,
I'm very sensitive that I hope this does not make me sound like I'm crazy because I swear I'm
mhm,
not crazy.
okay,
I'm very sensitive to things spiritually, like
mhm,
spirit realm wise. So
okay,
I can very clearly tell when there is very bad vibe, very bad spirit in something or somewhere.
mhm,
And this does not feel like this. Like, this is just like, oh, okay, you're here. Cool. Walk as many times as you want to through the living room because that would where I sleep at, where my room is at, my room and office,
right.
was where he stayed at when he was alive. So that's typically
Ah,
where I hear the most activity is right here next to the dining room and near the bedroom.
hmm. So, yeah, that's interesting because I'm really hmm, okay, because that's alright, I'm gonna go on a little something here because now I want
Okay.
your opinion on something now that
Okay.
alright, so my mother died in March of 2020. We're coming up on a year,
Okay.
okay? I was her, basically, caregiver, so I was in here with her basically 24/7.
Mhm.
I am in this in-law suite now, and, like, this is, like, the living room area, her bedroom's
Mhm.
over here. There are some points 'cause I've gotten used to just, like, sleeping. I don't sleep on a bed or anything.
Mhm.
Since we've moved in here, I've basically I have a bedroom on the other side of the house, but I basically, just stayed in the in-law suite because it was, like, if she needed something in the middle of the night, it was a lot easier for me to just roll off the couch and go in
Right.
to help her because it's the next room than, walking from the other side of the house over to here, to do all that, whatever. So, like, there'll be some times where I'm sleeping here and I might hear, like, and I can't make the noise, but like something like, like a, or like a boom or something from the other room in the middle of the night. Now, my feeling is because she's the source of a lot of my misery now with the way that she handled things. Didn't didn't do things like eh, the best. So I'm wondering, like, if she's like hanging around,
Mhm.
because she's haunting them, which
Mhm.
is I'm hoping for that. I want that.
Right.
It's like, I don't wanna hear it. She
Mhm.
shouldn't be in there. Be
Mhm.
on the other side of the house, dropping things,
Right.
making sure that, those people, feel the presence. I
Right.
like, I was around her for basically for the better part of 5 years,
Mhm.
24/7. I don't need to feel the presence anymore. I've
Mhm.
felt enough of it. I'm
Right.
done. Like, get over there and start, like, banging pots and pans and cupboards and all that other stuff. Annoy them.
Well,
Let
you
me
could do
sleep.
if you want that, just get a sage bundle and
Okay.
just, very clearly announce to the room, be like, "Mom, if this is you, I, I love you. I, appreciate your spirit, but I'm not where you need to be. If you need to communicate with someone, this is not your space to communicate in." And just burn it and just
Okay.
try to keep it contained to your room. Open a window, don't smoke yourself to death. But yeah, I wouldn't do it throughout the entire house. I would just do it in that one room.
Yeah. Yeah. That might be something I might have to do because that's gets annoying. Ooh, there we go. That was okay. I have dogs here too that are on the other side of the house, and they like to bark, so I know exactly how that goes.
Okay. Okay, I
I
wasn't
know
sure if I
exactly
had
how
that the
that
right
feels.
way. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to step away just for 1 second.
Okay, not a
I will be
problem.
right back.
Mm,
I'm so sorry.
okay. No, not a problem at all, no problem at all. I will, so sage. Wonder if I can order that on Amazon. I'm sure I probably can. That might be something I have to look into. Hmm. Well, I guess we'll get to wrapping it up here as well because we are close to an hour and a half, hour and 20 something. Um, let's see. I hate being left alone because I'm not great with, let's, I'll play this for a minute because I can't talk. I'm horrible at talking and handling this for myself, so I'll play this and we'll be back if I hit the play button. There it goes. Okay, good, she's back. We only had to play
She's
12
back.
seconds of it. That's good. Whew. Because like,
Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm back. We're good now. I think. I was not expecting my daughter to come home yet. She was like, "I have to
ah,
get clothes."
I
Oh,
mean,
they go to church on Sundays with my parents, so they normally stay
oh,
Sunday night at their house. So she was like, "I
mhm.
don't have clothes." And I was like, "Apparently no one saw my text message."
And that's the thing. Nobody ever sees things when you need
No.
them to see them, apparently.
So I got
No, that's.
I got speaking of them not looking at text messages, this was a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
Um, I had went outside and I thought that the door was unlocked. The bottom lock was unlocked, and it
Right.
very clearly was not. So I was locked outside in a pair of sandals, boxer shorts, and
Oh,
a
boy.
t-shirt. And it was only about 25 degrees outside. And I thought,
Cold?
"Oh, you know what? No problem. I'll call one of the twins because they've got cell
Right.
phones. Somebody will come let me inside the house." No,
Right.
no one answered the phone. No one answered a text message. And I have it set up where I can connect my phone to my TV in the living room. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I'll just put something really loud and obnoxious on. They'll come
Right.
downstairs and be like, "What's that noise? Oh, where's mommy?" And maybe they'd open the door, let me outside, or see their
Mhm.
phone that I had been calling them.
Right.
Nobody answered. I was throwing like rocks at my daughter's window. I threw a stick. I threw a fake flower pot. And nobody
Oh,
answered the door. I had to call my mom
so
and
much.
have her come 20 minutes away to let me
Wow.
inside my house. And I came inside and I was like, "Why does no one have their phone turned on?" I was
I mean,
freezing.
yeah, I believe it. That's
Oh my
wow.
gosh. I always have my phone, like, on,
Yeah.
like, it's always by me, and I always and I because I don't like notifications, like, the little
Mhm.
symbols and stuff, so I will check everything because I don't like having stuff pop up on my phone.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. Like, if I get a text message,
Mhm.
like, on my phone, like okay, so right now I have a notification of a text message up there. So let's say I get any other notifications, that text message will block any other notifications from showing.
Oh, no.
So, like, let's say, like, I'm not like okay, so I won't clear it now till we're
Mhm.
done, like, the show's over. So, like, if I clear it, like, let's say even 5 minutes, 10 minutes from now, I clear it,
Mhm.
I could have, like, 15 to 20 more alerts that'll just constantly go off, and I'm like, "Really?
They're just
Do we
back
do we
there
have to?"
waiting.
Yeah, it's like, I don't wanna hear you. I don't like, I wish that there was something that I could do just that would, like, you know, I don't know. There probably is something I could do where I could just be like, "Don't allow text messages to block other notifications, just let them all come
Right.
through." and, just make my life easier because it's like bing, 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 bing. Shut up. Bing, bing. No. And,
That's like voicemails.
mhm.
Everybody that knows me knows, please don't leave me a voicemail because I hate seeing that notification if I can't go like get to it right away.
Yeah.
So anytime I have a voicemail, I'm like, oh, this must be something important because no one leaves me a voicemail.
Well, see, I don't tell anybody that, but if I know the person and they leave me a voicemail, I won't listen to it. And then I'll call them back and they'll answer the phone and be like, "Why are you calling? Didn't you get my voicemail?" I said, "No, I didn't listen to it. I voicemails and it's just like it's too much work to like just sit there and like hit the button and then like
Mhm.
listen to them. I don't like no, don't I don't want to listen to it. I will just swipe and delete it and just not listen to it. Because if I listen to it, I'm gonna be annoyed. And then when I call you back, I'm just gonna be annoyed because I had to listen to your voice in a voicemail, and then I have to call you back and listen to your voice again, telling me the exact same thing that you told me in the voicemail. It's like, don't leave me a voicemail and tell me to call.
Right.
There's no purpose for me to call you then. The purpose of the call was left in the voicemail.
Mhm.
That's just what we're doing. You
Like I
can't be
heard everything that I need to hear.
exactly. And then it's like, no, that because my aunt'll do it, and
Mm.
she's older, so she'll be like, "Give me a call," so then I'll call her. She'll say the exact same thing that she said in the voicemail message. I'll be like, "Okay, I just I listened to the explanation in the voicemail. It's the
Mhm.
same explanation now on the phone." I'm like, "Okay, just" or, there are some times where she'll just be like, "Call me," and it's like, that's even worse. Like, I don't think these people realize that it's like you can see when you're getting a call. You
Mhm.
can see who calls you. If you know the number, there'll be a contact in your phone. You
Mhm.
can see that they called you, so you'll know to call them back because you're not stupid. You're not stupid. You'll be like, "Hey, so and so just called me, so I'll give them a call right back." You don't have to like get a 2-second voicemail message. "Hi, Mike, call me," and then
Like if I missed it, I will call
yeah, I know. Like, people have stopped leaving me voicemails, and they'll just call, and then I'll call them back. See how that works? And then when I call them, it's like we have a fresh conversation
you. Mhm.
where nothing is repeated. You're not wasting oxygen. You're not wasting words. It's just so nice. I wish everybody could be like that. Life would be so much better and simpler and just,
So much easier. Or if you email them something and then they don't respond back to the email, they want to call you about it. It's like, yeah, but you could just respond to the email.
yeah, yeah. And see, and I'll do that, but I do that knowingly just to annoy people. But I do it because I know that I'm annoying them and I just want to annoy them, so I do it. But there's people that do it to me and they don't know that it's annoying. They just do it because they think, "Oh, well, maybe he didn't see the email." No, I have a phone. The phone does email. So if I get an
Right.
email, it's right on the phone. It's right there.
Mhm.
There's no way that I can miss it. I don't have to open my laptop and go.
Mhm.
It's good. We're fine. No problem. Nope. Nope.
Oh, the good old email.
Yeah, they'll email and then 5 minutes later I'll get a phone call. Did you get the email I sent? Yes, I did.
It's like
Why
I,
didn't you
I have
respond?
it set to get that.
Yeah. Why didn't you like say anything? Well, I didn't think that the email required a response. It's just a link. I looked at the link. Do you just want me to respond and be like, "Yeah, I saw it. It was great." No, no, no.
Maybe those people would be the only people that the thumbs up is acceptable for.
Yeah, that's it. And I told you I hate the thumbs up because oh yeah, I hit that by mistake I think with you because I hit it again with somebody else. And I said, "Yeah, I hate that. I wish I could just remove that thumb. Like it's pointless.
'Cause every
It's so
time, like,
pointless."
I do that, it just makes me, like every time I give like, someone gives, like, the thumbs up, all I can think of is
Yep.
they're like
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
sarcastic.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't need that sarcasm. It's great. Okay, good. You saw it. Then it's better to just not do anything than give the thumbs up. I pointless. Pointless. All these emojis and all that. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Oh, I am guilty about using some emojis, I think you've noticed that, but I don't
Yeah.
like giving
No,
the thumbs up.
no, I do it too. But the thumbs up I can't.
Mhm.
But the emojis I can emojis in general I can deal with. It's great. But the thumbs up, just get rid of it. We don't need thumbs up, thumbs down. No.
'Cause they took the thumbs down off of there.
They did
'Cause
well,
I remember there used to be a thumbs up and a thumbs down on Facebook.
oh, no, there is on yeah, they took the thumbs down off of Facebook, but I sent somebody a text message the other day, and they gave me a thumbs down to it. I think just it was just I think they were just joking around,
Mhm.
but, like, I really, like, literally wanted to, like, reach through the phone and, like, pull them through yeah, exactly, and just be like, "Just there's no need for that.
No.
No need. No need.
Oh my gosh. I don't
No
and,
need."
like,
But
I guess they thought if they took the thumbs down, it would deter, like the Facebook trolls and the keyboard warriors. I'm like, no, all
no.
that did was make them have to comment on it instead of just giving it a thumbs down.
Yeah, and that's the comments are much worse.
Oh my gosh.
Comments are much worse. Like I have people that are trolling me. They have been for over a year at this point, and they will
Oh my
give
gosh.
every video that I post on Rumble, especially gets one or two of them give like each video a thumbs down that I like. I'm sure this is on Rumble. I'm sure when I check Rumble after the show is over, I'll have one or two thumbs downs, and the people
What is
probably didn't
wrong
even
with
watch the thing.
people?
They're 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 idiots. I'll have to send you clips off air. You will be surprised at the things that people say or do. It's insane. I was openly threatened and police did not want to do anything about it. And the guy was soliciting to have people come and take care of me on X. And
Mhm.
the police are like, "Well, they're not in your state. They're not local. So we don't want to do anything."
I have been through that situation. And it's
Mhm.
like, so it's okay to be threatened,
Right.
but I'm good. Like, we're good. Like, they actually
Right.
have to come and do something first before you'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
hey, this is actually serious."
Yeah, that's what they said to me, and I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "So you're
Mhm,
telling me, okay, so he literally says to give him a call if you live in, like, the Philly area where, around
mhm,
where I am, and, he'll slip the money to come to my house and take care of me." And the cops were like, "So if somebody comes to your house, give us a call." I said, "How does that work?" I said, "Because my mother's basically bedridden. So she
mhm,
has aides, like home health aides come in, Meals on Wheels, all this other stuff coming into the house.
mhm,
So who's to say that somebody comes knocking on the door that I would think was an aide or Meals on Wheels or something,
mhm.
and you open up the door and somebody just boom.
Right.
How can I call you if they're like, well, if you see somebody suspicious walking around?" I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I don't have a peephole on the door, so I'm
Mhm.
supposed to, like, finagle my way to, like, look out the window and see somebody could turn and see me looking out the window, and
Mhm.
right through.
Right through the
No,
window.
but yep, nope. They're like, nope. Just if you see anybody suspicious around, give us a call. I'm like, I think it'll be too late then. No, just give us a call. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No problem.
Like, that's not how that should work. Like, you
Yeah.
should feel more protected than that.
Yeah. Well, I think karma's finally come for this person, so we're in good shape.
Good. Get him.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, but is there anything else that you can think that you because we've had a jam-packed episode, I think.
We
I mean,
have. Oh my goodness, look at us go. Almost
I know.
I don't have my glasses on. It's an hour and 36 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Wow. Well, then I guess okay, so then I guess for next week I'll try to really push for the TikTok.
Alrighty.
Um yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they can I can I'm going to try
We'll
cuz
do
I
some
set it up on
research.
my phone. Yeah, I set it up on my phone, but I didn't like I was on my laptop and I opened up like TikTok on there and
Mhm.
it took me to TikTok Studio when I clicked it. So maybe if I click it go live on my phone, it'll give me like the information that I have to put into EVMux or Mux or however you I don't know even how you say it. Um, but it'll get figured out one way or another or I'll just get
We
aggravated
will get
and,
there.
yeah, we'll get there at some point. But I'll let you close because you're much better than I am. So I'm going to shut up and you can close it.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend and your next week is going good. Hopefully, my A1C number will stay down, but our ratings will go up and we'll see you live next Friday. Take care. Until next time. Ta ta for now. Love you. Bye.